sad and proud, because he didn't mention a single time about being the lower seeded team going up against the #1 team. Going into it cold, because you have an advantage there. Every week he would talk about that. We didn't mention it once, so I'm proud of him. But now the game has kicked off here. We have finally gone underway. Hopefully no more issues for any of the teams. And we can see as Team Gravity do have possession of the disc, are looking for that first attack.
Yeah, talking of attacking, already a big stun coming out to try and put things in position, Jason, as we get straight into the early game. Another easy stun
full
back.
steal coming in right there. Actually does dislodge the disc. It's passed back up though. Tutorialbot should be able to recover this and passes right back directly to Viatrex, who has some pressure on him. He tries to look behind him, but Strembitzi's going to be there. And look at this. They have potential for a 2-on-1. The long shot could come in. You can see Mighty Gravity immediately rushing back, boosting as quick as they possibly can. They have defended in time. However, this is a rough start here for Gravity, as Jersey is definitely watching with bated breath. He's like, come on, boys.
Honed into his monitor right now. You can also see the Kangorillaz utilizing that play style upside down, looking somewhat like an old fish, and it's working quite well for them right now with smooth passing between both sides. Already burning about a minute off the clock, because they do try and go for the early shot across, Jason, but barely missing. Yeah. They
try to go for the attack directly onto that to the collapse. They do retrieve the disc in time, though. You can see Viatrex being stunned up, him and Boop together. They've actually, if I'm not mistaken, during the playoffs, they actually would stick together and boost around from person to person, but they're going more for the man-to-man market, the man-to-man coverage here, as a 1v1's be kicking off Tutorialbot, as they talked about. If he has a strong start, if he gets the momentum going with a fantastic block, Gravity could be the force to reckon with in this tournament.
He was looking fired up on stage as well. He shows a lot of pizzazz, and he's going to try and bring that into the server here today. Already rapid reflexes.
What is happening right now? Everyone's missing passes. It looks like we do have, unfortunately, a little bit of a disconnect again, this time coming out of sealable bag. I'm not sure exactly if we're following the rule set from the online qualifiers or not, but it should be a playthrough until someone does score or he can reconnect in time. And we see now the 3-on-1 3-point's going to be coming in. The long shot. Goalie comes out a little bit too far there, tries to get aggressive and go for the interception, but Gravity will pull off the 3-pointer and the early lead.
Yeah, it's a good start for them at least, making the use of the opportunity there, Jason. They slide in, strike whilst the iron's hot, big 3-point to open it up. Tutorialbot still, you know, showing a little bit of that finesse.
Well, now, it should be, if I'm not mistaken, Jersey, correct me, it should be waiting now for the reconnect to come in before we do get underway with the next joust here with Kangorillaz in possession. So hopefully we'll get that sorted here momentarily. Usually when there's technical issues, I'm used to Eclipse playing, funny enough. And then they come back and win somehow when they're down in a series. Happens every time, right? But yeah.
Nice stuff, Jason. So, you know, a little bit of a wait.
Thank you, Jack.
I was appreciating it. It's kind of like a back and forth. You know, you're having a little chat with Tim. I spectate.
Yeah, you're kind of like the third wheel here, funny enough.
Sort of. I'm like the younger brother. I just kind of, you know, I'm just in the limelight of your shadow.
It's fine. Everyone's in my shadow because of how tall I am. But you see them talking some things over here with the admins, trying to get some stuff sorted, and also communicating with Gravity at the same time as well. Maybe they're actually trying to go for a full replay. I'm not sure exactly if both teams are agreeing on it. Again, I'm not sure how the rule set necessarily works when it comes to situation. Because technically, I think both teams could just agree to the replay full out. But if you're Gravity here, I almost wouldn't want to go for it, because there was so much sloppy play on both sides. With Tutorialbot landing that block and then getting the 3-point in the end, that, like, the momentum that gives him and his team, and we know how vocal Tutorialbot can be, that energy flowing within Gravity should help them quite a bit and gives them a really good start. But we'll see what was obviously going to happen.
That's one of the rough parts actually with technical pauses like this when you are actually involved in VR, is the fact that it's such a momentum heavy game. Even more so, it feels like that sort of catalyst you have alongside Counter-Strike, where it comes down to confidence. That parallel is very heavy in VR as well. It's a mental game. If you can try and get in your opponent's head, really start to excel, Jason, you can just, run away with things.
Well, Jersey, I am being informed that we're going to be heading to a short break here to sort any more issues so we can get out the rest of this tournament cleanly with no more breaks needed. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back hopefully in a few minutes, and we'll be able to kick off here our first semifinal of the day.
We almost made this place a paradise. We almost found the truth behind the Stormland. But the Tempest had other plans. Now our hopes come down to you. Will you transcend your programming and find the others? Are you willing to scavenge what you need? And fight back? Dive deep into the slipstream. Channel the power of the Spire. And reclaim your world.
Welcome back, everyone, to the VR Season 3 Finals as we get underway with that first match. I'm being assured here by Jersey that we will have no more issues here throughout the entire day. So if we do, make sure to tweet to him with the, or not with the hashtag, just tweet to him with Jersey_VR. That is his Twitter, and let all your frustrations out against him because he assured every one of us now all the issues are fixed and we're good to go here. Jersey's telling he loves me. Jackie, how do you feel?
I feel ready. I feel excited, Jason. You know, I also think it's wonderful what Jersey's doing with the community, becoming the feedback forum here for the Season 3 Finals. It's a very admirable move, much like you are an admirable man.
I am actually one of the most humble men I know. I will definitely say that. But you know what? It was a tease. You know, it made me a little thirsty, not actually getting to see the rest of that match. It looks like we have decided to go with the full reset in terms of points, but we'll continue back on the 3-minute mark here, as it looks like the initial joust will go here in the way of Kangaroos, technically, even though Gravity went for the quick slap. But it's just a big brawl here, as it looks like Kangaroos will get the control and get the disc on the other side of the field. However, Gravity's going to be back in time to retrieve it. The crash comes in, and the crash will not be good enough to actually dislodge the disc another way. And it's going to be picked back up here for Viatrex.
Already jumped straight into it with a high-octane action. Leverage going to take a punch right to the face to slow things down. It's still in control of Gravity at the meantime. An awful lot of the map control in their favor as well, as able to dart themselves around. Cast out there from Viatrex. Going to be able to pass that one over nicely, Jason. Down to the 2 minute and 30 seconds mark now as we start to burn our way through this one.
And I wonder if Gravity to go with what they went in the playoffs of the slow plays, force out the enemy team to come to them. Thing is, technically Kangorillaz should be used to this because Eclipse used to play this style a ton back in previous seasons. So they should know exactly what to do here as they're going man-to-man. Eventually that goalie is going to have to make a play and come out. As a shot comes in, actually, because they knew the goalie was coming out, but he misses, dings it off the rim. It's going to be retrieved here for Kangorillaz, and they should ideally be able to get the clear, but he actually loses control of the disc. The throw is going to come back in towards the other side of the field. It will get a very good clear. You can already see Gravity floating in to secure it. But this has technically been now 3 minutes and 10 seconds of 0 goals. And I don't think we've seen this happen, at least in my memory.
No, and they've actually adapted that very heavily as well, rocking that much slower play style, which is working quite nicely now. They've already heard that dinner bell, the ding, alerting them, making them hunger for a goal to try and get some points up on that scoreboard. And they need to do something.
Again. Bounces a little bit too short, which goes a little bit too high in the end for Silverback to secure. You get the clear, and it looks like an open shot here potentially coming in. However, Leverage, or whoever that is, actually misses it. Finally comes back, and he's going to be able to secure the disc. And finally a 2-point lead here for Kangorillaz. But my lord, the amount of missed passes, I don't know if it's pressure or what, but things are really going wonky here for both these two teams. And that 2 points technically could just win them the first map.
I mean, if that's the way the cookie's going to crumble, we've got 1 minute and 19 seconds left on the clock. Potentially here, if this one keeps going as slow as it was and they're not given that many opportunities, this could kind of be the opening map sort of set in stone there, Jason. Bear in mind, this is a best of 3 as well. It's a single elimination bracket. If there was time for mistakes, it's absolutely not now.
That's the key part, single elimination. Yeah. Like, if you do make mistakes in your best of 3, well, you're just going to be watching from the sidelines. At least Kangorillaz have another tournament to play in later today. But now we see Gravity on the attack. You have all 3 players out of Kangorillaz back, going back to the man-to-man coverage here, not trying to chase that disc with 2 players to boost in. You can see now Gravity taking their time. They have 1 minute left to work with. They have all the time in the world at the moment. The problem is with the time dwindling away, the longer they take to make this first shot or to actually go for the first shot, period, means there's a less of a chance to come back later on. Again, another missed pass comes in. This is very unlike Gravity. The pressure definitely has to be getting to them.
The thing is, with the amount of time left as well, Kangorillaz realizing they can play that incredibly defensive style, but it's not going to matter. Leverage straight in there. 2-pointer, equalizes the situation. Gravity trying to bring this one back. Equalize it, Jason, and take it step by step. 40 seconds left.
Just going to say, so Leverage kind of scored off himself technically because the disc hit him in the head, I believe, and bounced in. So it wasn't him that actually scored the disc, if we're to be honest.
But it was his noggin.
It was his noggin. And all that matters now for Gravity is they've equalized things. So if anything, there's a potential for an overtime. However, Kangaroos, we saw them do this multiple times in the qualifiers. In those playoffs, they can score with sub 40 seconds left. They can do it with sub 36 seconds left. They can actually score twice in some cases. Then now it's going to be up to Gravity here to defend and hopefully get this lodge on this disc. They did send Torabot very far, which means the goal's open, actually. A shot could come in. Boop has to get aggressive. If this can be recovered here to Gravity, get slapped back to a teammate potentially, at least just kept out of the hands of Kangaroos so they can get their defender back. And again, the goal's left open. If they can just get a deep pass here, we could see another 2 points on the board.
This has been such a stalemate every time. It's these constant trades, Jason, just being stunned and left in their wake. It's the constant one-to-one. We do see Strambisky with it in his hands. Gets up close, throws it across, and it will go in. Another 2-pointer comes through.
But with 10 seconds left, Kangorillaz get another 2 points on the board and take the lead, more importantly here, Jackie. And our Gravity with this amount of time left, they are going to struggle here. You can see, though, I mean, with the man-to-man coverage coming in, making it a lot more difficult to hit these passes, which is why we're seeing a lot of passes being kind of miscaught or misthrown. We're not seeing like the typical style the teams have been playing in the past. But this is going to be a tough one here. To come back with 10 seconds, we got to hop back in the game here because we need to see how Gravity start this one off. Are they going to go for the PE joust? Are they going to come out swinging to go extremely quick? They're going to go for the very forward pass, and they have to get aggressive here. They have nothing to lose now. They have to go for a shot with 4 seconds left. And the disc hits an island. It passed wrong. There's no chance for Gravity. Kangaroos will take the first map.
Yikes. There we have it. That's the pickup in the end there. So little time when it came down to it. A 2-point lead ahead is what sets the difference for the Kangorillaz as they pound themselves and their chests, firing themselves up, Jason, looking good in that opening match. It's
a shame for Gravity, too, if we look at how the match did go before the disconnect. They were up 3 points. They would have been up 5 to 4 if things played out the same kind of way. It's kind of unfortunate for them, but that's just kind of what's going to happen here. And again, just the amount of missed passes that came in constantly. You saw the shot come in there, trying to avoid the little force field, the little shield there, to look for a very far three-pointer. But I'm honestly just amazed. I wonder if it's nerves. Or I wonder if it's just the way the teams are playing right now. But we've not seen this many missed passes in such a long time.
The thing is, it wasn't just one side making mistakes either. It's the fact that both of these teams looked very level in terms of the overall skill cap right now. Normally, you know, we expect both of them to sort of be the dominant forces. Them together on a LAN environment, you really hope for the best of the best. But it was a bit of a wacky start, very stop and start from the get-go. Potentially moving into that second map, this is where things could switch around a little bit, right? So second reset.
Yeah, and we should talk about this too, is, you know, these aren't players who typically, I mean, they played at LAN before. They played in these international tournaments, but it's not like you're at home, right? It's not like your own setup. You talk about like traditional esports with a mouse and keyboard. You're used to sitting in your own chair, the desk height, the distance from the keyboard to your mouse, from you to your monitor. Here, you might have a bigger or smaller area than you're used to playing. So you have to adjust mid-game to see what's going on. You obviously have to deal with the pressure of people literally watching you inside the theater. It's definitely a tough match to have happen, but again, these are veterans of Echo Arena. These are veterans of VR esports.
Yeah, we still have a free game. We're in such a good spot.
Strembitsky there, you hear him talking about having a free match, and technically they do. They have the first game under their belts. If they win the next one, hey, they almost double their earnings. They go from 5,400 USD to 9,000.
That's the crazy factor. Potentially that North American camaraderie is what's going to keep them hyped up going back into it, Jason, because they need to return to form.
Well, if they win this match, they have to come into their Echo Combat games later on so hyped up.
But they're going to be feeling fresh. They're going to be having a win under their belt already. It could just be absolute lunacy. But once again, we're back into the fray.
Oh, it's another island. Number 14, that's going to be Sealable Bag, actually is pushed up. Could go for a quick three-pointer, however, with Boop and Tutorialbot in the vicinity. He's not going to go for the shot. Going to slow some things down. As you heard Strembitsky talking about, they have a free game, so there's no pressure on them at all. Be coming in for the shot from behind, and Sealable Bag comes in big with the assist from Strembitsky, and Kangorillaz is going to take the lead yet again.
Duo domination there from Sealable Bag and Strembitsky. Nice setup, good finish. The finesse was there that cast it through. And this time, we're seeing those goals early. It was a very drawn-out game going into it previously, even taking away that pause. The fact is we didn't see a goal for a very long time into the actual clock.
I think it's the pressure. Like, the fact that they know they have a game to throw, technically.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, well, we can just play our own game, relax. There's no pressure on us. If we lose this map, we're not out of the tournament. Not at all. And that's where the pressure comes onto Gravity. They know that they're one more map from being knocked out of this entire tournament. And unfortunately for them, they're not playing in Echo Combat. So there's no chance to play later on to hopefully earn another title. We do get a very forward shot coming in, but unfortunately, it has not landed. Kangaroos is able to get back in time and get the recovery. And now they get to play with time here. Unless Tutorialbot gets the steal and the shot! Oh, Tutorialbot! We talked about him needing to step up for the team, having to fill the shoes of Affronter. He blocked earlier on today in that 1v1 and scored the three-pointer, but not able to do it just yet in this time. And now they have their own open three-pointer! Okay, I can respect this. Don't miss the shot. Get another 2 points on the board. 3 points would be great, yes. But now you doubled your lead. You're up to 4 points, and Gravity has not been able to score a single time against you.
Jason, that's a tilter. Right there,
that was an amazing play at Tutorialbot. I mean, it's unfortunate it worked out that way, but he got the steal and he went for the shot. Just unfortunately threw a little bit too high and dinged off the rim.
It was so nicely executed. It was all poised to be a big opener, an instrument hunter form to get him into a nice position for the second match. But instead, this is the position they fall into fairly rapidly. Gravity, they're really going to feel the pressure on them now, Jason.
Well, let's see. Gravity go for a very forward pass over to Viatrex. But again, now with the pressure really off their shoulders, being up 4 points, Kangorillaz can afford to make some mistakes. They can afford to get extra aggressive and catch Gravity off guard. But looks like going to slow some things down here. Go back to their passing game. Kind of go back to the basics, right?
Yeah.
Let's start hitting our passes. Let's start making some goal opportunities and just start to get some points on the board. We don't need to go for threes. Let's just play how we know how to play.
Is it going to work in? Nice. Actually do get behind there. A good assist coming through. Tutorial Bot going to get that shot in. That's a good 2-pointer to at least put them halfway towards equalizing this.
It's funny. The second jersey leaves the desk, they start to score points.
They start bringing it back, right?
I'm just saying.
It's the pressure.
I'm just observing. You know, I'm just looking at what's happening here. Maybe he should stay out of the room more often if he wants to see his team win. But I think, let alone the 2 points being scored, I feel like that should be fine, like a sigh of relief. Like, finally, we scored points. We finally got the shot. We finally started hitting our passes. Let's just do it again. Let's do it again. Tie things up. Maybe take a lead. Let's see. There's still tons of time left to go.
Let's rinse and repeat. Keep that head level. Don't let it get to you too much. Straight back into it now. 3 minutes 20 on the clock. So they are getting quite aggressive. In possession of Kangorillaz at the moment. Good passes across the board. Stun comes through on towards Boop. They're setting themselves up for this, Jason. This could actually work out quite nicely. Still 3 minutes left to work with. Completely passing their way and surpassing Gravity. As they've got complete control this entire way, no one's really been able to punish them or slow this down. Finally, it gets back in favor of Gravity to try and get some distance away from that goal.
It's just a slap away, though. They do at least keep the disc away from the goal. However, they don't have possession. And Kangaroos with the lead, technically, they could just wear the timeout because Gravity's eventually going to have to make a move. They cannot afford to play defensively or too defensively. Bitsky with the pass to Silva Bags. Silva Bag looking for a potential opportunity. It's a big scrum on top of the actual goal. It's going to be recovered for Gravity with a nice interception coming through. And they get a good clear. And look at this. They have an open shot. Going to be coming in from behind. Again, you could have went for 3. The Tutorial Bot already missed a 3-pointer earlier on. Tie things up. You could have taken a lead, but just get that pressure. Get rid of it. Just equalize and play the game you know.
There's risky freeze versus these classic 2s we've seen being picked up at this point. They've been able to equalize it now.
He's got to feel good, Tutorial Bot. Again,
surely,
feeling after Terra's shoes.
It's also the form he's had even so far, right?
Yeah,
he's been looking pretty good.
Besides with missed 3-pointer, which, you know, everyone has those.
We'll scrub that out.
Yeah, everyone has those. He's been playing well. He's been playing fantastic. Really good pickup here for Gravity. But now Kangaroos with control, with possession. They're past the halfway point here in Game 2. And Kangorillaz do have the lead of 1-0. I love this. He's just stalling for time. The problem is you have to be very careful about how they chase against you. If they're a little bit too quick or you miss a pass, things could go haywire. And it looks like it actually might go the way of Gravity. You can see them constantly chasing, constantly battling out, punching up each other to immobilize them. Forward pass comes in. And somehow, Silverbag actually does recover it for a split second before, unfortunately, not hitting the pass back. But look at just how hectic these little skirmishes are going.
This has really been high octane. So aggressive right now. Look at that.
Open
Mike Tyson's
shot!
punch up when he gets the 3-pointer stealable bag. He had the opportunity. And that man is not going to mess around. You give him an inch, he'll take an absolute mile, Jason. 3 points added to the tally.
I'll give him an inch, he'll take 3 points, I guess. It's
Exactly.
a better way to say it there. And that's so unfortunate for Gravity, but so well done by the side of Kangorillaz. Again, you saw the aggressive play come out of them. Tutorial coming out of the goal to... Just want to hear what they're saying.
Yeah,
we
get that
get to
vibe.
hear it sometimes when we're doing the online shows, but now we could actually fully hear everything they're
Well,
saying.
I've been waiting for this. I wanted to see because it's normally, you know, we saw that North American side being much louder when we had the online broadcast. So I was hoping to see that passion coming through.
All right, well, it's almost a 2-possession game here for Gravity. So here we go. Some good passes coming through. Clear, concise. Gravity back on the attack. They're still running out of time, though. 1:40 left to go. This is going to be thrown a little bit wonky there, but it's going to be picked up back in the hands of Boop. And look at them spread out in a triangle formation, trying to look for some easy lanes to pass through, looking for an easy opportunity to go for a shot. Again, another missed pass comes through, but luckily for them, the pressure's not out of Kangorillaz just yet.
He is on Jason. They set it up and they make it work. 1 point away from keeping it near, but they are getting themselves close to this equal playing field. 7-6 Gravity. It's not been an easy game for them by any means. They've really had to fight tooth and nail for any points to get themselves into a good position on this one. But the confidence looks like it's still there.
But the problem is that because of the 3-pointer that was scored, you absolutely don't want to let a 3-pointer go through at any time you can.
Yeah.
The problem is that Kangorillaz, now with possession, still have a 1-point lead. So Gravity, yes, you scored. That's great. But now you have to hope for Kangaroos to make a mistake, or you force a mistake out of them so you can recover the disc and then score with 1:15 left to go. It looks like they went for the PE joust. They're trying to get super aggressive up against the anchor or the quarterback for the team for Strembitsky. But some good jukes coming through. Gets a very forward pass. It's a shot. The goal almost bouncing in. And let's see if they can recover in time. Back in the hands of Kangaroos. Silverback gets it. He goes for the shot. He misses, unfortunately. But this should get possession over to Gravity. They have a chance now to make the attack work.
They launch it the entire way down, actually gets caught, bounces its way up, doesn't go as far as I thought it would here. It's a complete brawl, Jason.
It's a fight club.
They're all just being punched in the face right now.
Oh,
Boop's able to cut some
Boop.
distance, Boop! Oh, it's close, but it's no cigar. The recovery from the Kangorillaz.
Goes for the full clear yet again. This should go in the hands of Gravity. There was a player there to pick it up. However, it's going to go over his head. And look at this. The pressure comes through. They don't land on the disc. They could have had a shot there. Boop recovers. Boop dislodges it, but they're still down. There's 30 seconds left to go. Gravity have to get another goal in to take a lead and take it to a game 3, or they're going home.
Jason, they've got 23 seconds. They need to make their play right now. They try and get some distance, at least down towards the Kangorillaz goal. Still, again, these constant brawls. 15 seconds, Jason. It's now or never.
There's no clear boost. There's no way to clearly get across the field. Now in the hands of Boop. Going to try to look for a forward pass here. 9 seconds. Going to come down to the wire. They have to hit a shot here in the next 5 seconds, or they're done, and the pass is going to miss. The 3 seconds is going to be coming to the side of Kangorillaz, and that's going to do it. Gravity not going to hit the shot, and Gravity are going to be dropping out as a #1 seed from Europe in the first game of the day.